Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. I see so many of you in the room, and that makes me really happy. If you have not said hello yet, please do that so I can say hi to you. But I see Callie and Claire and Tomas and Ashley and Lucy and Firkin and Makara, Ben, Rachel, Chase. Thank you so much for being here. I hope I named off everyone. Ralph is here, and I was so glad to have Riverdale back last night. I'm sure you guys were too. It seemed like such a long time since we had seen it. It's kind of been a slow time for TV shows that I watch in general. Hi, Elliot. Hi, Fred. Hi, Jay. Jay is asking me if I'm going to be watching 13 Reasons Why, so I'll quickly talk about that. I want to watch that, but I'm a bit concerned about doing videos on it because of the multiple times I've been spoiled on here, because I know there's going to be some people who will watch all of it, or maybe already have, because I think it came out today, right? So I want to watch it. I just don't know how to handle doing videos on it. I've got to figure that out. But let's talk about Riverdale. Okay. So I want to tell you about I've actually suspected this person before, but I have my theory kind of down now as to who could have killed Jason. I've just been thinking more about it. So I want to talk to you guys about that, but I want to know what you guys thought about last night's episode. I didn't think like a ton of stuff happened, but a few things did. We're getting a little bit more, some more clues. And my favorite part probably was that Betty's mom was actually really nice, and I've seen some people comment that on my video from last night. And I, of course, have been obsessed with Twin Peaks lately. I'm going to be covering season 3 on my channel. Season 3 comes out May 21st on Showtime. So the woman who plays Betty's mom is a big character in Twin Peaks. And so I really have a new appreciation for her. And Twin Peaks is on Netflix seasons 1 and 2 if you want to watch it, so you can be prepared for season 3. And I do want to have a Twin Peaks live chat, and I think I'm going to do that Tuesday at 5 p.m. But again, I haven't finished season 2, so fingers crossed no one spoils anything for me. Hello, Ralph. Hello, Charlie. Thank you guys so much for being here. Okay, so, and Elliot, I think I said hi to you. Do I like the nickname Kalina Kyle? I don't know. Who is that? Who is that, Callie? Hi, Emilio. Thank you for being here. Okay, so my theory that I've probably kind of told you before, but it's been revised, is that Polly is our killer. Now, both of the times that I heard her version of what happened the day that Jason disappeared, I've gotten like red flags in my mind, because I'm like, you know, something is just not right with this story. And especially last night when she was telling it and they were showing, you know, like the video, like the receipts to prove what happened. And I was just like, okay, so she told him she was pregnant and they'd already broken up. But when she told him she was pregnant, he was like, yeah, let's get back together. Well, I know there are some amazing guys out there who would make that decision, but I think a lot of high school guys would be scared, or if he was kind of a jerk, be mad and do just the opposite. Like, never want to have anything to do with her or be so scared that they don't want to get back together. So I thought that was a little bit of a weird thing for her to say, like, as soon as I said I'm pregnant, he's like, let's get back together. Another reason why I think Polly could be the killer is because she's a disposable character. Again, that doesn't mean I dislike her character. When I use that term, I mean the show can go on without her. She can either go to jail for the rest of her life, go to like a place for mental health if that's what's behind her being the killer, or whatever. And then the show can go on. She's not a lead of the show. And as much as it would be great if Betty was the killer, I don't really see them going there. And I definitely do not personally want it to be an adult or a random serpent who we don't really know. And I think it's a little bit too easy for it to be Jughead's dad or Betty's dad or one of the prominent parents. So there are a lot of comments here, and they, you know what, I've told you this before, they just start scrolling by quickly, so I'm going to try to catch the ones I haven't read yet. If I miss yours, just comment again. Lucy would love for Polly to be the killer. Firkin doesn't think it's Polly, but you're sure she's hiding something. Yes, at the very least, her story doesn't make sense to me, and I definitely believe she was kind of an obsessed girlfriend. And I think when he broke up with her, I don't think they got back together when she said she was pregnant, and I think she might have been kind of stalking him or freaking out. I don't know. Even if she's not the killer, I kind of think she was obsessed with him. Now, he could be a terrible boyfriend. I don't know. So maybe she, you know, maybe she told him she was pregnant and he said something terrible and whatever, and he's just like the worst boyfriend and she didn't kill him. But I definitely think there's something missing with her story. Firkin says, why would she go to the Blossoms? There's something going on. So that was very, very, very strange to me that she was going to go stay with them, especially after her mom kind of made amends with her and invited her to come live with them and even kicked their dad out, which was a very heartbreaking scene when her mom and Betty were crying because she chose them over her own real family here. Obviously, if it's his baby, then she will have a connection to the Blossoms, but you know, she chose them over her mom and everything. Yeah, they have more money, but it's a weird decision. So I was talking to Ralph in the comments last night, and he made the question or theory that perhaps it's not even his baby. And then the other thing he was saying, which he's probably saying that now, and I'm missing it because there's a lot of comments, is that maybe she was trying to get the inheritance money from the family, and maybe that's why she moved in. Vanessa is thinking that Kevin might be the killer. Kevin has been such an understated character. That doesn't mean he couldn't be the killer, but he's played such a small role in this season. Now we have a few episodes left, so if he steps it up as more of a major, you know, more of a big player, that would make more sense to me. But I don't really like the idea of him being the killer right now just because we really don't know much about him. I did find it really upsetting that, now I forgot what I was going to say because I start reading your comments and I forget what I was going to say. It was upsetting to me that he was fake. His boyfriend was fake and didn't really want to be with him, although I think he does want to be with him now, but that was all kind of a setup. So Lucy says Alice was so kind and actually showed a lot of emotion. I think she really loves her daughters and wants what's best for them. Yes, Firkin, I'll still be doing a reaction video for the finale of Big Little Lies, which is on Sunday, and I should have that up sometime Sunday night. Elliot cried when Betty and Betty's mom were, I guess, crying as well. Let's see. I have skipped around so much that I'm really confused. I'm gonna have to go to the bottom of these comments because I'm missing so many people's comments. Okay. Hi, Allie. Thank you so much for being here. Ralph says Kevin is slowly moving into the green because he actually has been more helpful. Yeah, I'm starting to think that he's probably not our killer, but we still have a few episodes, so some shadiness from him could be revealed in the next couple of episodes. Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate that. Exia, I probably say your name wrong every single time. I'm so sorry. Says, so maybe the serpents tortured Jason. He escaped and Betty's dad killed him. It still doesn't explain why he was frozen, though. Now, I'm thinking that if Polly killed him, she had some help, and maybe that's where the serpents come in. So maybe the serpents helped her in some way because, I mean, it is possible for her to kill him, but I would think she might need some help based on her size and his size, but it depends on how she killed him. I agree with Firkin that the guy that was set up to, was it Joaquin, to date Kevin was a setup at the beginning, but I definitely think he has feelings for him now. Makara wants to know what I think the serpents and Kevin's boyfriend are trying to do. I'm not really sure. I don't know if they know who the killer is or they saw something and they're supposed to keep quiet and they're framing someone. I really don't know. I just don't think it's going to be Kevin's, Jughead's dad as the killer. It's just too easy, but I'm still curious as to why he has Jason's jacket. That's really weird to me. Fred says, who else hopes that Archie and Cheryl will become a couple? So it looks like they definitely are hooking up next week. I don't know what that's about. I kind of feel like that's a one-time thing, but I could be wrong because Archie has been with everyone at this point and this series just started. LaRon wonders what Polly's mom is actually capable of. That's a really good question. She mentioned to her husband, don't mess with her. You know what I'm capable of. I don't know what that means. She seems like someone who could definitely go crazy and lose her temper and do whatever. So that meant something. She was alluding to something that's happened in the past. Don't know what that is yet. I think that will definitely be revealed. Hi, Holly. Good to see you. I think it's been a while since you've been in a chat. Thank you for being here. Hallie's asking if I will react to, wait a minute. I'm getting so confused here. Some of these comments I think are, I don't know. I'm reading bits and pieces from old comments and it's confusing. Okay. Yes, he is still with Val as of last episode. Ralph thinks Ralph says it just wasn't the jacket. Something else was in the bag. Okay. That's a good point. So I don't know exactly I don't exactly understand everything that's going on with some of the adults in this show. I don't really understand what they're doing with Hermione's husband, who, have we ever seen him? Or he's just been mentioned a bunch. Maybe we've seen him once, but he seems to play a major role, yet he's never there. Obviously, he's in prison, but that's just weird. Lucy says, what if the Coopers paid the serpents to torture or kill Jason? Oh, I'm going to be upset with that. I think if that's the case, it would be the dad. I don't think it's going to be Alice, but I don't know, especially to torture and stuff. That's hardcore, but you know, I know her dad definitely didn't want her to have a baby with um Blossom, you know, so he was pretty much against that, really against that. Yeah, Ralph, maybe the drugs were in the bag, but if we ever thought about maybe Polly was the one selling the drugs and not Jason, and she was trying to plant it on him. Rachel says, you think Hal paid Alice to have an abortion, but Alice didn't really have one and gave up the baby secretly. Oh, hey, you know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. I mean, that's good. That's some good stuff. I don't know. That would be interesting. I don't know if there's anything in the comics that alludes to that, but I think that's interesting. So there was some kind of discussion about how he wanted her to have an abortion too, but it sounded like she didn't do it. And did she really have the baby? I don't know. But I feel like her husband would know if she had a baby, right? Unless she like disappeared for a year because, right, she would be like pregnant and he would know. Because you can't have an abortion when you're like 8 or 9 months pregnant. So I just feel like, you know, I don't know. That's interesting though. Yeah, Holly says that Polly acts weird, and I agree with you. Ralph says, Ralph Nation. We got 2 Ralphs in here, so I'm going to call you Ralph Nation to separate them. Says, I have a low-key feeling that Archie is going to be the killer because nobody expects. Oh my gosh, these comments, guys. Once there's something wrong today, because once the comment like goes up a little bit and there's more comments, then I can't read it. Hold on, I got it back. Okay, you said that you have a low-key feeling that Archie is going to be the killer because nobody expects him, so maybe he wanted to steal Jason's spot and stuff. Well, I don't know how they're going to continue with the show if one of the major characters is the killer, because I think someone just asked me on my channel, what is the plot line and the mystery for season 2? And I don't know, you know, we may not know that until season 2, but I just find it like weird if we have a major character being the killer, because what's that mean? We'll see them in jail for the rest of the series, or they're just not in the series. I just don't see them getting rid of Archie or Betty or Veronica that easily. We just started the show. Ralph says now there's only one Ralph. Ralph, you've got competition. We got 2 Ralphs today. Well, actually, I think Ralph Nation has been here before, but we just happen to have you both in the same chat. 2 Ralphs is better than 1. So Axia, how do you say your name? I'm so sorry. Mentioned on my channel and is mentioning right now that Chick is Betty's, is it Chick or Sheik? How do you say this guy's name? Is Betty's older brother in the comics, so maybe he was given up for adoption. Perfect. So that perfectly goes along with what you told me earlier, that there is an older brother somewhere in this family, or is supposed to be, according to the comics. Thank you, I'd forgotten that. So probably they're going to incorporate him somehow. I don't know how much older he is, like maybe college age, I don't know, but that's really interesting. So maybe he'll become a player next season, or even this season, you know, I don't really know. LaRon says, outside of Josie and the Pussycats, you doubt the 5 main stars are the killers. I'm kind of with you on that, and I am all about someone who's a major player in the show being our killer, but with this show, I just think it's going to be a little bit weird. I mean, if they can pull it off, then hey, let's see them do it. But I couldn't imagine, you know, I couldn't imagine it being like Archie, and then like, what do they do with him? The only way I think they can pull it off is if the killing is blamed on someone else, and then the real killer is, you know, free, but we know who it is. Like if Archie did it, which I don't think he did, we find out he's the killer, but everyone else thinks it's like a random serpent or something. So there's only 5 episodes left, and I was looking at the schedule the other day, Firkin, and it looks like they're taking another break right before the finale, which works well for me because I'm not going to be here that week. It looks like there's a break when I'm not here for a week. So, and I think the finale was like May 11th or something, which I will be here. So I'm excited about that because I swear to you, every time I go somewhere, there's a major finale, and I'm just like freaking out. I don't think that Jason killed himself, Annie, because that would be like, you know, that would just kind of destroy the whole reason we've been theorizing, and the people behind the show have been asking us to figure out the killer. Like if we could never figure out the killer because he killed himself, that would be lame. But I mean, you know, maybe, I don't know. They might go there. I kind of hope not. Fred says, what I find odd is that in the first 3 episodes, it seemed Betty had some kind of mental issue, but she no longer seems to have a problem. Remember episode 3 when she thought she was Polly? Yeah, there was a lot of talk about it too, like how their mom had dealt with mental issues and, you know, Betty had some and maybe Polly has some. I don't know. I don't think it's that she doesn't have one anymore. I just think that it's not surfacing right now. And I definitely think that's going to come back and come into play. Holly says, what if the guy that got beat up killed him because he thought he would be a quarterback? Then Archie beefed up and took his spot. So you're saying, what if, you're talking about, I was going to call him Meathead, but is it Moose? It's not Meathead. What if that Moose guy got beat up? Okay. So you're wondering if this Moose guy, who I feel like we just met, is the killer of Jason? I mean, gosh, that would be so underwhelming. I'm really hoping it's not random person, you know? I'm really hoping. Vanessa says, looks like Archie's mom will appear next week, which will be interesting because a lot of people have asked me, where is his mom? Which I don't really know because I sadly haven't read the comics, but I know a lot of you guys have, and you told me she was around. So it looks like possibly we'll see her next week. And I'm telling you, the comments are very weird because they're jumping today. This is a new one. So just keep on. If I missed you, if you commented like, you know, a couple minutes ago, it's a great chance I didn't see it. And just go ahead and comment again because I'm having to just kind of skip around on here because there's always something with these chats, you know? And right, great point that Ralph says Jason couldn't torture himself. So suicide's pretty much off the table. I think so. You know, Callie says, you think that Cheryl is part of the serpents because of the idiom, a snake in one's bosom, which could be blossom. That's interesting. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys get a little bit confused with what we're doing with the serpents and what's up with all of that? It's a little confusing to me. I'm, you know, not going to like it if they make a serpent adult the killer because I don't feel like we know them very well aside from Jughead's dad. So I'm interested to see where they're going with that. What would be really interesting is that, you know, people that we know from the show are serpents and we didn't know it, like Cheryl. Which it would be even more interesting because it seems like all of the serpents are dudes, right? So that would kind of be a surprise if she ended up being one. Yes, I'm going to watch 13 Reasons Why. Has anyone started it? Didn't it come out today? Annie. Firkin says, you still think that something is up with Archie and the Blossoms. They have been teasing something. I still believe they could be related. I really think that he is definitely related to Jason and Cheryl. Absolutely. I feel like they're his like half brother and sister or something. Okay, let's try to go back down here and see what I have missed from you guys. Wow, that is so weird. Some of the comments, which look like they were like at the very bottom, are now up at the top. Okay, what is up with the relationship with Kevin and that serpent? Asked Annie. So pretty much seems like it was a setup with, I think his name is Joaquin, to have like a fake relationship with Kevin, and I'm not really sure why, just to find out some information or something, but it turns out that Joaquin actually does have feelings for Kevin, so it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But it definitely looks like the Jughead's dad is just not a good guy, as much as I think a lot of us hoped he could redeem himself and turn around. And I think last time we saw this show, I was like really hopeful for him, and this week it just seems like that's not going to happen. Chase is saying that you want Jason flashbacks, which absolutely, I think I've been saying that since day one. We've barely had any. We had a little bit from Polly's perspective this week, but I still feel like we don't know him at all, and I just think it will kind of be a shame if we go through this entire season based on his death and never really see much about his past, so we don't really get a good grasp of, like, is he a nice guy or is he not? Like, what's his deal? Because I do think that next season will definitely move away from that, and I don't think he'll be mentioned a lot. So now is the time to tell us more about him, and I wish they would. Rachel's wondering if we'll get a 2-part finale. I didn't see anything about that on Wikipedia, but that could be interesting. There'll probably be a big cliffhanger before the finale, so the episode before. Annie says you feel all of the characters. You feel for all of the characters except from the Blossom parents. Yeah, the Blossoms seem like they're not the greatest of people. The grandmother seems okay, though. She was kind of cute in last night's episode. But I can't decide if Cheryl is just a terrible person or if she is kind of just scarred by her upbringing, but she's really not that bad. I don't know. Ralph Nation says you feel like for the finale, the killer will kill like one more person and you see Kevin getting killed off because he isn't too important. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to be dealing with someone who is like, a multiple victim type of killer, or if this was a one-time thing. It seems like it's pretty, a plot. It was definitely like a plot to kill him, and it was set up, and it's very deep. It wasn't just like a one-time thing or revenge type of thing, or like a, what do you call it, self-defense. I don't think it's that. Ralph, the other Ralph, I don't know how to say your name. Is it Benarski? Let me know if I'm saying that wrong. Ralph B says Jughead's dad brought help at the end. That was cool on his part, so you got to give him that. So that is true. That is true. He's going to help out Archie's dad. So that was good, but I don't know about him. He still has some very shady ways. Fred says maybe Archie's biological mother is Penelope, and that's why she got so weird around him in episode 5. Doesn't seem too far-fetched. It really did seem that way. I mean, she was very strange and was touching him in a weird way, but it wasn't like a Miss Grundy way, it was weird. There's definitely something going on there. Annie says the grandmother brings a supernatural essence with her. I do not know if they will develop that. I think they've said that they won't bring any supernatural stuff into the show. So I don't know. I mean, I just think she's kind of cute and interesting, and I don't mind the supernatural part sort of about her, but we'll see. Ralph thinks that Kevin will not be killed due to him being the central main gay character. But I remember when you said, and I don't know if he's going to be killed, but I remember when you said something about someone dying on How to Get Away with Murder, and then they killed him off. He was the main character, but you never know. Okay. You never know. I always thought that. I'm afraid to say it now because people have yelled at me, but like my videos are titled with this person who dies on How to Get Away with Murder, but I'll save it from spoiling anyone who hasn't seen it. But it's like, I always thought they were going to kill him off, and they did. But anyway, I think we saw the Britney Spears snake. I know what you're talking about. It's that yellow python thing, right? Pretty creepy. Yeah, I'll never forget her. Actually, when I was in Miami a couple years ago, I had a big python. Like, I was like at this petting zoo kind of place, and I wrapped one around me like Britney Spears, and I felt like Britney Spears. It's on Instagram if you want to search and find it. But it wasn't the yellow kind. But I definitely felt like her, and it was actually kind of scary because when it was time for it to go back to its handler, it was like holding on to me so tight and squeezing me so tight that the guy couldn't get it off of me. And I was good. They kill people by like, squeezing. So I was like, okay, because pythons actually don't really bite you. They just squeeze you to death, so they're easier to eat. So I was like, oh man, this is my last few minutes on Earth with this Britney Spears snake, even though it wasn't yellow. But anyway, Perkins says, I wish they would have made a main character gay, or at least bi, for example, Archie or Veronica. They've hinted with Veronica and Betty and stuff, but I don't know if they're going to go there. But, sometimes maybe someone doesn't appear to be bi or something, but they later become, or they later come out is what I mean. So you never know where this show is going. Rachel says KJ Apa doesn't really look like Molly Ringwald, who's going to play his mom. Nah, but you don't have, I mean, they've done a really good casting job, because honestly, now that I watch Twin Peaks, which I can't quit talking about apparently, I feel like Betty really looks like her mom in the show. She really looks like Madchen, who plays Alice, looked when she was younger. So it's really weird. Annie says Kelly has studied so many TV shows. Are you talking about me? You think it would be amazing if I wrote my own show? That's a great compliment. I mean, I would love to do that. That would be so cool to be a writer on one of these shows. So hit me up, somebody. Somebody find me on here. How cool would that be, You never know what's going to happen on YouTube. I've had the weird, like I had Entertainment Tonight contact me one time from a video I did on here, and they interviewed me on the show like through Skype. It was very strange. So you just never know. You think that KJ looks like Luke Perry? Yeah, I could see that. I think his hair is so ridiculous as Archie, but I know he has to have it that way, but it's just such a fake red. But it totally has to happen because that's like the comics. It's just funny. Ralph Nation says, you wonder, there it goes again, jumping. Now your comment is gone. Okay. Oh my gosh, I've never had such a comment or a issue with the comments before. I can't get back to your comment, Ralph Nation. I'm so sorry. Okay, wait, it's back. I wonder what they're going to do for season 2, because like, oh no, it disappeared. This is the weirdest thing. Like, so when people start commenting, when you guys comment more, everything goes away that was like them trying to read. I swear to my goodness, I want to throw my computer out the window, but I won't. I'll wait. I'll wait for Marlene to screw up PLL and throw it out. Anyway, I'm sorry. Can you comment that again? Because it's just gone now. Lucy says you feel like Archie is purposely getting close to the Blossoms, as we've seen in next week's promo, because of what Clifford did to Fred. Maybe he only kissed her to be in the inside. Yeah, possibly, definitely. Charlie Louise says something that I would love to read, but I can't because this, okay, if I use the up and down buttons, I can see them, I think. Hold on. If Jason was tortured before he was killed, do you think it was two separate people behind these things? Yeah, I think that, I think it's very possible that someone helped out. Maybe there was just one person who killed, killed Jason, but there were people who, so at least maybe one person helped, you know, two people. Mädchen means girl in German. Well, thank you. I'm probably saying it wrong. Is that how you say it? I don't even know. Interesting. You know, I thought she was probably European or something, but I feel like when I looked her up on Wikipedia, it said she was American. But, well, she definitely has like European heritage, right? Or German heritage. I don't know. KJ is from New Zealand. Okay. You know, the Australian, New Zealand / British accents kind of all sound similar to me, but I'm sure they don't. If you're like actually from one of those areas, you're probably like, no, Australia sounds nothing like England, you know? Okay, so, oh, thank you. You're copying and pasting this. Ralph Nation said, wonder what they're going to do for season 2. Like, when we find out the killer, what would they do for the next season? Like, will they make another character die? I don't know. That's kind of what we talked about at the beginning of this chat, what the plot line will be for season 2, and I don't know. I guess it will continue to be mysteries and people dying, which, I mean, I'm hoping that doesn't get old. I feel like it's interesting. I feel like it will be interesting, you know? Annie says Archie has been with so many girls in the show. Grundy, Betty, Veronica. Wow, once you actually start listing them, you're right. Grundy, Betty, Veronica, Val, Cheryl, and more. Nearly every one of the girls. It has been pretty much every girl. Well, he still has people in Josie and the Pussycats to go through. But anyway. Do I ship you and your twin Chase? Sure. Sure. Okay, Firkin says, I think they're going to do it like a How to Get Away with Murder, a new mystery in every season. That's what I think. And rarely do we have, well, sometimes, but on How to Get Away with Murder, we usually don't. Well, sometimes we have major people being the killer, but it's never been one of the main people. So I'm kind of thinking they'll go along those lines. Laurent says Polly's parents knew of her plan to run away. What if the dad tortured Jason but regretted it and let him go where another person finished the job? Okay. I could get behind that, really. I mean, it could be not even connected, right? Like he could have tortured and messed with him or whatever, which is hardcore. I mean, that's bad. But like maybe somebody else took advantage of that or had planned to kill him anyway. I don't know. Ralph says Jughead has only been asexual in the comic for a year of the 70 years his character has been around, so it's really not a factor in the show. And I know there was a lot of people upset or talking about that as soon as the show came out because, well, he definitely has a girlfriend in the show. Oh my. Annie says maybe Archie is the father of Polly's child. Well, I mean, maybe. You never know. Or one of these football guys, Chuck or somebody. No, Fred, I haven't read any of the comics. I feel like when I was a kid, though, I got one Betty and Veronica comic, which is so weird. I think I just thought it was cute. It's just bizarre just because now this show's out and I'm doing stuff on the show and I remember that. But I think I read that and I can't tell you what happened. Who knows what happened? It was probably like the middle of some series. It probably meant nothing to me, but I just liked, you know, the cover of it. I used to read a lot when I was little and I would just pick books based on what the, you know, the cover. I was like, you know, sure, that's a cool cover. I'll read this. But usually read mysteries though. So see, it's all tied together. Bergen says, how funny would it be if Archie was jealous because of Jughead and not Betty? Ha, that would be funny, actually. You said you want Veronica to have something with Betty. Yeah, I mean, it kind of felt like they were going to go that way. And I feel like, I think maybe on Twitter, maybe it was Lily who plays Betty that was kind of hinting that there was something going to happen with that. But I don't know if she was joking. She might have been because she's, you know, she's always joking. Callie says we need a character who totally mocks the serpents and sings Britney Spears when one of them is here. Yes, definitely. Who can ever forget Britney Spears on the VMAs, the snake? I'll never forget it. I can actually remember her outfit and everything. Sad. Ralph says instead of Archie, we can call him Itch. Does he have a disease now? I think I've missed that conversation somewhere. Oh no. Somebody asked me on Twitter if Miss Grundy was coming back. I think someone was asking about her, but now that I see Grunwald, maybe they were asking about the PLL woman. But I don't think so. I don't think Miss Grundy's the killer. I think that's what they were asking me. but I don't think so. Do you? Do you guys think so? And it's funny because I think I told you guys I have this very similar heart sunglasses to hers, and I paid like $5 for them. But I actually got them last year, and I took some photos recently on Instagram wearing them, and so many people were like, Miss Grundy. And I'm like, no, I really don't want to be like that woman, you know? I don't. Oh, okay, okay. Because Archie's getting around with all these people. I'm just going to choose to believe he's just like kissing them, and that's as far as it's going because everyone's super innocent. Right? Okay, right. Yeah, I really hope she doesn't come back. I really didn't like her, and it would make me really mad if she was the killer, because it's like, I don't know. Honestly, on PLL, she would be the killer. Would she not be the killer? Or she would be like, she would have a twin that was the killer, right? And that would be what it would be. Someone we really never met. Okay. But is there anything else that we need to talk about? I feel like we've kind of been all over the place thanks to the messaging system being really weird. Yeah, I think he definitely did more than kissing with Grundy because the car was really steamy and it looked like more than kissing. But I'm just trying to believe that, you know, they're all like in elementary school or something and nothing bad happened. Elementary school. Hopefully people aren't doing this in elementary school. Anyway, Rachel says Entertainment Weekly talked about a zombie theory with Jason because well, because you're saying that happened in the comics. I don't think they're going to go those places, you know, as far as supernatural stuff. Oh my God, I really hope not. You know, I really struggle with not zombies. I don't really like zombies, to be honest, and I don't watch Walking Dead anymore, but with supernatural stuff, even though I watch True Blood, so sometimes a show will really get to me that's supernatural, but someone really had to talk me into watching True Blood, and I'm glad I did. But like for this to turn supernatural would make me kind of upset because PLL did that. Like it was just like a normal show kind of, and then it turned supernatural, and it was like, wait, what? Like you need to present that to me at the beginning or I can't get on board with you. You know, I can't like be 3 seasons into Riverdale and Archie's like a werewolf. It's just like, no. You can't go there. Yes, Alice was really, really nice. I really liked her in this episode. That was great. And I started following her on Twitter, and she actually liked one of my tweets. So if you have like this obsession with her that I do now, you should totally follow her. She's really active on there and on Instagram. Because I think I have a problem because I have like this weird Twin Peaks obsession now. Very strange. 25 years later. Oh, The Night Of. Please, please, please don't spoil that. But Firkin's watching that, and I watched it. And you've been talking to me about it. And it was a miniseries on HBO, kind of like Big Little Lies, but not kind of like it because I think that Big Little Lies is far superior. But it's interesting. I don't even know. I'm afraid to say more about it just because I don't want to ruin anything. But anyway, Gian says, why wasn't Fred mad that Grundy most likely took his child's virginity? I don't know. The only person that was really mad, wasn't it Betty's mom was the only person that was really mad, which she should have been. I was like on team Betty's mom at that point, on team Alice. I was like, okay, why is no one freaking out here? This woman needs to go to jail. But who knows if she took his virginity, really? Let's be real. Annie says a bit off topic, but how do you feel about the AHS election theme? I mean, I don't know, because it should be interesting. I don't know if it's going to completely parallel the presidential race that we recently had here. I don't know. So I could see this, you know, it was such a, like people definitely had picked sides with the presidential election here. So I feel like it might offend a lot of people or, you know, he might lose viewers for it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm definitely going to tune in. We'll see. I don't know where he's going with it, but it's weird. It's a weird topic, but last season was kind of strange. Ferguson says less than 3 weeks for PLL to come back. You're so excited. Yeah, I mean, wow, I can't believe it. I feel like that show's been gone so long that I totally forgot what happened. Charlie says it would be so annoying if Jason turned out to be alive. Oh my God, I really hope not. And I hope he doesn't have a mysterious twin who died. Axia says you heard season 2 is supposed to introduce Sabrina, the teenage witch. You also read the zombie article. And I heard that Sabrina wasn't going to be doing like her witch stuff in season 2, which would be cool, you know? That would be nice, right? I don't know. Some of you guys probably like that now. Ralph says Fred wanted to give Archie a medal and a parade, right? That was some weird scene. I mean, I get that this is a TV show, but I just don't feel like that scene would have gone down that way in normal life, right? I don't know. Maybe some parents are cool with that. I feel like my mom would have freaked out, even though I'm not a guy, but you know what I mean? Like, right, if I had hooked up with one of my teachers, I feel like she would have freaked and demanded that he be in jail. Maybe it was because it was a woman teacher that she got like less slack, but she should have had the same. People should have still been freaking out. Oh right, Fred like Grundy. That was pretty funny, Annie. That was really funny. Charlie, I did watch Timeless for a little bit. I actually thought it was a really good show, and I just kept DVRing it, and I was busy like whenever it first came out, and I stopped watching it only because I didn't really have time for Timeless. But everyone says it's really good, and I also heard that it might get canceled, but I don't know. I thought it was really good. I liked it. I liked the people in it, but I haven't gone back to it. And will I ever? I don't know. Firkin did not like season 6 of American Horror Story. It was not the same as the first 4 seasons, like one place and one plot. It was all over I really think it was all over the place. I mean, I kind of liked it because I feel like it was just a social statement. So I found it kind of interesting. But then the ending like didn't wrap anything up, and I just really feel like Ryan is losing it with this show or doesn't care as much. And you know, if you guys have watched other shows that he does, like Glee, I had to quit watching Glee because Glee just started going weird places. And Nip Tuck, which you probably haven't seen because it's really old, but some of you have. It was destroyed by the end. So I just kind of feel like he is just not into it anymore or something, and he's letting it slide. And I have no idea what we're doing, and maybe he doesn't either. I don't know. He is so weird on Twitter, by the way. Like I follow him and he'll tweet stuff, and then like I'll go back in a couple weeks and look at his account and it has like no tweets, so he deletes them. Very strange. Ralph says you would have yelled at Archie in public but high-fived him at home. Haha, that's a cool dad, right? I think my parents would not have had that same reaction. Birkin thinks the crossover season will be amazing, which is supposed to be Coven and what was Murder House. Those are my 2 favorite seasons. I hope they actually happen. Sometimes I wonder if that is ever happening. I know he said it was going to happen, but I'm kind of wondering if it's going to happen now, you know? I don't know. And Scream Queens definitely fell, I mean, way down last season. And I feel like it's never come. I really don't think it's coming back. Like, it hasn't been announced, but I've pretty much given up hope that it's coming back. And I think it's okay because, like I've said before, it just wasn't that good. Last season was not good. The first season was really good. So is there anything else we need to talk about regarding Riverdale before we go? I want to let you guys know that I have I'll do my more extended thoughts on Polly being the killer. That video will be up tomorrow. If you're new here, please subscribe. Please thumbs up this video. I would really appreciate it. So happy that all of you guys came here. This was so much fun. Makara says you feel like American Horror Story could do a lot better themes. Yeah, I mean, to me, the election theme is strange, but I'm going to keep an open mind and see what happens. But I find it weird. A weird topic for that type of show. Ralph says if the next season of American Horror Story is a political statement, you're out. Like, I could just imagine, like, I'm kind of feeling like it's going to be kind of like an SNL in a way, which we know where they stand, okay? And there's a lot of hate directed towards SNL, and, like, I get a ton of hate just because I'm doing the videos. I don't ever, like, say who I'm for in the election or whatever, but people assume whatever. But, like, I don't know if American Horror Story is going to turn into that where, like, people are just mad at me because I'm covering it. Well, I really don't care. But, you know, I'm going to watch it anyway. I'm going to try to watch it. But, like, I just feel like it's going to stir up a lot of drama. Like, just people want to come here. If I'm covering an episode, people just want to come and talk about whoever they voted for president and argue with people. And it's like, I really don't want that. I'm hoping that's not where we go with that, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm so happy you were able to be here too, Lucy. Thank you so much. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys have fun plans for the weekend, or hope you have a good weekend, even if you have to work or something. But thanks for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow with my new video. Bye, guys.